So after we left the zoo and had a wonderful time meeting Little Gift and his friends, we left. Gosh, I think we were at the zoo for almost 7 hours. But we both still had a little spunk in us, so we decided, well, let's check out this park next door that we saw from the Skycam. And what a park! I mean, it's basically Golden Gate Park in San Diego. But of course it has its own unique and wonderful history. It's called Balboa Park. It was going to be called Silver Gate Park at one point, but they opted for Balboa Park to name it after the first European who saw the Pacific Ocean, a Spanish guy named Balboa. So this park basically was just a wasteland for the first 50, 60 years or so. And then came the, I believe it was the World's Fair or the Panama exhibition, something like that, back in 1915, 1916. And so they built all these structures for that event. So everything you're seeing here was built in, the early to mid 1900s, well, early 19-teens to accommodate this event. This is the history of man that you're looking at here. There's a museum of art, natural history, of course the art museum. And there's this wonderful little plaza, the Spanish Village Art Center, that encompasses the entrance to the park. And basically it just is a hodgepodge of little shops where local artisans, sell their wares, pottery, painting, sculpture, you name it. And it's really a fun little place. There weren't too many people there when we were there. Of course, this was around 5 o'clock that we were there. But then later on into the park, we saw this group here. They were getting ready to film something for a film or a movie or a TV show, who knows. And then just, walked around and looked at all these wonderful buildings and had our picture taken by a nice couple. We took theirs too, and saw this little restaurant. It's just full of places and it's very walkable. It's just very big. I think right now the park is about 1,200 acres, so obviously we were able to see everything. There's also, other buildings there, lots of paths you can take, a little Chinese tea garden that was closed, places like that you could walk around in. And it looks like the Botanical Center there. We were able to go in there, didn't have time. Heck, it even has a museum of instruments of torture. I think it's a permanent display too. Well, then the next day we went to Coronado Island. We went to the hotel, the Del as they call it there locally, the Hotel Del Coronado. Just an amazing structure. Again, this was built around the 1840s, 1850s. As a resort for people who had tuberculosis, of course. A lot of people came out here for that, or at least that was a good excuse to build a really nice hotel. People just flocked to it ever since then. That's inside there with this huge chandelier hanging from the ceiling. The woodwork in there was just amazing. But anyway, we looked around the hotel for a while in the grounds, and all these wonderful walkways with these plants. I mean, the place is just immaculate. And then we went out to the beach. There's a view from the beach of the hotel. Had a little bit too much to eat for lunch, I guess. Then we met this guy here who makes sand sculptures. Really nice guy. He had a book there showing of all his other sand sculptures that he'd made. Tried to get that to look like Cindy was holding the boat. Didn't come out quite the way we wanted to. Well, then after that, right around the corner from the hotel was the shopping district, so we looked around there for a little while, just enjoyed the windows, as it were. I think we found a couple items there that we liked. Yeah, it looks like a place for Cindy. And we had lunch at a place along here, I can't remember the name of it, but had the best clam chowder and crab sandwich you could think of. It was amazing. And then we went to the north end of the island, about 10 miles away from the city of Coronado. Sort of a middle to lower middle income class neighborhood, township. It's probably where all the waiters and maids and whatnot live who work in the hotel district. So nothing's too spectacular there, but a nice beach, statue there of a guy surfing. they turn into a sandbox. Sort of at the dead end of a street. It was just out in the middle of nowhere. A little plaza there with a nice mosaic there on the ground.